Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Triangle Hustle Podcast, where life, hustle, and construction collide in the heart of California. I'm your host, Lila Dawn.
And I'm Rocio Luna. Whether you're swinging hammers or closing deals, this show is built for people that want to level up in business and life.
That's right. So from the job site to the boardroom, we're bringing you real talk, real challenges, and my favorite, real wins. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning, and good morning, everyone out there watching us. Lila and I finally have our podcast together. We've been talking about this for quite a while now.
We have. We took it from talk to action. So here we are, guys.
It was actually you who came up with this idea.
I did. I've been thinking about it for a while because, I'm very old school and I'm not very comfortable in front of the camera sometimes. But for those of you who really know me, know that I lost my oldest boy in 2020. His name was Christopher. And he did a podcast for a couple of years, I think, before he passed. And for some reason, I kept kind of hearing him in my head, like, Mom, you should do a podcast. Mom, you need to do a podcast. I got the gift of gab from you, Mom, so you need to be doing a podcast. So one morning, I just was like, you know what, let's see if Rocio would want to do it. And as you can tell, Rocio wanted to do it.
I love podcasts, but I think there's definitely more of a deeper meaning with you and your son, and that's amazing. What you had told me, you and your son had a really strong relationship, and I think it's a gift when you're able to still communicate in the afterlife. So I'm sure if your son was alive, which I'm sure he's right here present with you,
I think
he'd
so
be
too.
Really proud of you.
Yeah, he's got a big smile on his face for sure. The wild part is when I thought about it, I called his friend Philo, who did the podcast with him. And I was like, Philo, I'm thinking about doing a business podcast. And he was like, really? And I was like, yeah. I said, I know you and Chris invested in equipment. And I don't know if you're still using it, but I thought maybe we could share the equipment. We just rented another warehouse, so we got some space. I don't see. He got so excited. He goes, "Oh, I've been thinking about Chris so much and about doing the podcast again." And so we were almost both in tears, right? Because we've both been thinking about Chris, and so he brought the following weekend, he brought the equipment. We brought it up, brought it into the room and started, bouncing some ideas. He gave me a framework and everything. So he got me really excited about it. And it's just funny because he did the podcast with Chris. So it's so crazy that he helped me, get it started. So it is a connection with my son. The intro music, right, for our podcast is actually from a song called Baby, Who Are You? By Sons of Jimmy, which my son was a guitar player for the band. And so talk about, having so much of him in this podcast is pretty amazing.
So for the viewers out there, for those who don't know me and don't know us, I will briefly introduce ourselves. So I'm Rocio Luna. I'm a commercial insurance broker here in Southern California. And I service both contractors and staffing agencies. So what I do is I provide insurance along with a risk management program. I just love helping out contractors with their issues because we all know that there's a lot of issues here in California. And it's very important that we stay up to date with our insurance and safety.
So on that note, Rocio helps companies manage risks. And what I do, I'm the owner of Safety Vibe. I like to call myself the head of hustle there. And what we do is we provide the coolest quality PPE for construction, actually all markets, because everybody needs to keep the employees safe. Been doing this a long time, 35 years, 21 on my own, not on my own, but at Safety Vibe. And definitely love helping get employees home safe every day to the people they love.
Yeah, and we actually met at a networking event, and it's actually to Mr. Al Solis that our relationship grew stronger, and we built. So Al, if you're out there listening, thank you, because I would have never met Miss Beautiful Lila over here and formed our relationship, and which leads us into forming relationships with a lot of you guys out there, a lot of contractors that have seen us at networking events and really, building those relationships.
Building relationships is key, right? As they say, your network is your net worth, which brings me into the subject of why we came up with the name, the Triangle Hustle. And for me, when I think about the triangle, it is the strongest symmetrical shape of all shapes. And life is hard. And there's another saying that, only the strong survive. So I really like that part of the representation of the triangle. When I think about human existence, right, I truly believe that we are body, mind, and spirit.
Amen.
Makes us complete. We're not just physical. We have our mind and we have our spirits, which completes our existence. And we're not a spiritual show. We're not religious, but I would like to think we all do believe in a higher power, and how we connect with that would be, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. For me personally. How about you, Rocio?
The triangle, there's different levels to life, and one of them is love, peace, and then I thought about forgiveness, because all those three aspects are kind of connected into a triangle.
For sure.
And it forms that.
Well, my favorite's forgiveness. I think it's a superpower that I think is most beneficial for us first. And like you said, everything comes out. So we're able to continue to love.
Because if you continue on with carrying that guilt, hate, whatever negativity is, it could be any aspect, anger, because those all bottom of the triangle. If you ever seen the triangle, I forget what, there's a spiritual triangle that shows up, the bottom's kind of like anger, guilt, shame, and there's like neutral, and at the top it's like love. If you move in with life carrying those toxic traits or toxic feelings, you can't achieve the next step. So it all stems out from love and being able to forgive. And of course that comes with peace, because I think once you have forgiven, you kind of have like a little peace in yourself.
Absolutely. So what can you guys expect from us? Why come and listen to us? Well, we're going to bring you the latest in industry news as it pertains to us, because Rocio and I are both involved in construction in different aspects. We're going to talk about entrepreneurship, because both of us are either leading companies, or Rocio is a sales leader. We'll bring you some success stories. We'll bring you some success failures, because I truly believe that we learn from our failures. I think sometimes our failures are more important than our wins, because they can teach us so much. Me and Rocio come from two different generations. I'm a grandmother of a 7-year-old, and Rocio wants to have twins. Right, Rocio?
I do want to have twins, so I'm sure
she
people
thinks.
Yeah, I think that is. But on the other note, going back, we're creating this podcast because we want to connect with you. We want to connect with our people in our network, our viewers, because we are more than just business. And it really comes in because we all, in some way, some shape, might share a common problem and challenge and, wins. When we take a step back, we're just like a little smidge in this world of, 7 billion people. But it's really good to be able to tune in with your community and be able to connect with people, because I really believe in relationships, and not just surface level relationships like, oh, hi, where are you? It's really knowing and getting to know the person and caring about the person. So we want to be able to connect with you and share our views and challenges along with other entrepreneurs in our community.
On that note, other entrepreneurs, a lot of friends in business that we have that are wonderful people that can also come here and share their stories. Again, we're all people, and we all can learn from each other. Life is hard. It's not easy. We're in some really crazy times right now. Without getting too political, I mean, there's so many people, whatever, far to the right, far to the left. But hopefully here we can come and we could talk about things without offending people. We don't, as they say, sometimes when we're too direct, people's chonies get in a bunch, or, people, get super upset. And that's not what we want to do here. But we are going to be direct, and we are going to be talking about things that matter.
I mean, you talk about challenges. One of the things that I'm very grateful is that I'm surrounded with different people in different stages of their life and business, like yourself. You have more experience in life, and you know different challenges, and I'm sure you have seen different cycles of the business, the economy. So you have lived the highs and the lows, and I think that's a little bit of what life is as well. You have your times where life is great, but business is low. And then business is great, but life sucks. And it's kind of like the cycles, but being in the community and networking, you could connect with other people who are also going through those challenges. And I think when you're going through a hard time, there's nothing better than connecting with another person that has overcome that.
Absolutely. Especially when people go through certain experiences in life, right? For me personally, grief, that was my biggest journey, where I thought it was going to destroy me. I mean, in a sense, it kind of did. But the funny thing is, this many years later, I'll be 5 years, October 4th, 2020. And the crazy thing is, what I thought was going to destroy me has given me, I feel almost like a superpower now, where I can use my story to help somebody else. And there's nothing more healing and empowering to be able to do something like that. And hopefully we can bring that to you guys here, connect on a common ground, and you hear a story here that will give you an aha moment, or bring a tear to your eye, or make you laugh in your car, because you're able to take away something super valuable.
Yeah. You're not alone. You have people around you, but most importantly, you have the higher power up there. Whether you're a believer or non-believer, there is such thing as energy. There's bad things that exist, so there's also good things that exist. But there's nothing more better than to listen to someone that has overcome that challenge. And then maybe if you're that right now, you're going through that challenge, it's, you're not alone. You have other people that have gone through that, and you just have to remind yourself to put another foot forward and continue, because the last thing you want to do is regress, because we know we've all been through moments where we have fallen back. And it's the part about life is that you want to continue and give it another day, another shot, whether it's little progress or big progress. Progress is still progress.
One thing we don't do here is give up. We don't give up. We keep pushing. And that's why we have the entrepreneurial spirit here. The entrepreneurs fall on their face and get up. So every entrepreneur out there, come and listen to us. We're going to have great guests who will share their stories. We're going to give shout outs to some of the organizations out there that make impact for construction, help small businesses, help women. They have all organizations have their goals. And the ones that are out there that are making a difference, we'll have them here on our show. We'll talk to their board members or their leaders. Because again, like Rocio said, energy is everything. Mm-hmm. Energy can be toxic. Energy can be uplifting. Either way, here we want to bring everything, hopefully that's uplifting, healing, and hopefully we are going to definitely help and make an impact. So come back. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.
Hi, everyone. We forgot to mention, follow, like, and share this video with anyone who is interested in listening to the Triangle Hustle podcast.